Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to The Lost Files. Today we're talking about Beebiss 1. So let's begin. Beebiss 1 first appeared in the June 1989 issue of Play It Again, which was a mail-order video game service. Now, for some reason, it was misalphabetized between the games WrestleMania and Xenophobe. Now, it reappeared in both the July, August, and September issues of Play It Again. But when October came around, it was not featured in Play It Again. Rather, it reappeared in a different video game mail-order magazine known as Funko. It appeared in the October issue, the November issue, and the December issue of 1989. But when January of 1990 rolled around, it was not featured. The game has never appeared ever again in any sort of magazine, any sort of mention. It just completely disappeared off the face of the earth. Now, in the Funko listing, it was also misalphabetized between two games where it should have not been placed. Now, the thing to note with Play It Again was a used video game service, which means all the games featured in that were used, and so that means that Beebiss must have to had exist because, well, it was a used game service. You have upcoming games in a used game service. That just doesn't make any sense. Now, some people think it was a copyright trap to try and find people who were copying their lists, as at the time the court case that made it so copyright traps wouldn't be able to hold up in court legally hadn't finished yet, and so the results were unknown. So people over at Play It Again could have thought possibly that it could have worked legally to catch these people, or it could have possibly been filler to fill up space that they didn't have to make the list seem longer, or to say that some kind of horrible mistranslation of a Japanese video game, as at the time many foreign video games were very poorly translated into English. Games such as the original Metal Gear and a wide variety of other games for Japan were very horribly translated. Some people believe that this game was possibly the game Super Pitfall for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, this is a possibility, but in a ways, it is a little bit of a stretch if you hear out the explanation. It sounds a little out there, that how it could have been so mistranslated from the Japanese words for Super Pitfall 2 to Beebiss 1. It is a bit out there, really. But exactly what it was, we don't know. Some think that could have possibly been an inside joke, but there would have been no way for Funko and Play It Again to communicate due to how extremely far away they were. They weren't even in the same state, and so it would have been practically impossible for these two companies to communicate in an era where the general public did not have access to the World Wide Web yet, as that would have become accessible to the general public to the early 1990s, which was still a few years away. So exactly what it was, we don't know. There's no evidence for it anywhere at all. We still have screenshots of the magazines themselves. So if you go online, you can see it in the listings. We have people apparently have found copies of your listings, and they're online. So we know this isn't made up. They really were listed there. So it's really strange how this works. Something could be some kind of joke for something. Beebiss. And because I saw this, I was first introduced to that theory in the L Supersonic guy video. I forgot the rest of his username, but L Supersonic, he covers lost media. He pointed out a theory. Yeah, I think it was him who pointed out the theory, L Supersonic, who pointed out this possible theory. Because Beebiss. Beebiss now. Now there are two spaces between the two B's, right? Just saying. And one could be used as an insert or a placement for an exclamation point. Two spaces, two letters between the two B's. You, gentlemen, make up the rest. I think we all know where this is going. So that's a possibility, but I doubt they could have communicated that far away. But it would have been a really good joke if it was, Anyway, that's all I gotta say, folks. So, bye. Have a nice time.